As I've been reflecting a little bit, I can see a few things. One, that when we pick up a magazine, for example, we see all these images which people are a certain size these days, if it's 2, 0 less. And then on the other hand, we see food, all different kinds of food, unhealthy food. And so I think there's some mixed message that comes from the external, from the outside, through our culture, where we on one hand is your image, on the other hand we have all this food. So if you're having a bad day, if you're having struggles, it's not a challenge. I think it's just easy to reach out to food to self-medicate. So in what are your thoughts about what we experience on a day-to-day basis, in what we see on TV, in the papers, in the magazines, in the internet web world, Facebook?
Yes. Well, part of the struggle, because eating disorders are a very, very complex illness. They're a biological, psychological, sociological, cultural, and spiritual illness.
Yes.
And one of the problems of our culture, as you were leading up to, is our disconnection from hunger. And I would say that's both, hunger on every level of the meaning of hunger. So just for the body alone, physical hunger, and then for our emotions, hunger for fulfillment. Right, hunger for fulfillment in our lives, and hunger to feel good about ourselves. I have called many of my workshops and also my writings about eating disorders "filling the empty space," because I've heard that so many times, that description from people that are struggling with eating disorders, talk about feeling empty inside. They don't have a sense of anything. It's empty. So there's like a nothingness, and that is addressed in the work that I do to help them find themselves inside themselves. So that is part of my work. The other part of my work, even though the symptoms are the tip of the iceberg and what's really the problem is underneath the water, a big part of the symptom is disconnection with the body, and also war on the body, because of all the difficulties that the individual is struggling with, that they experience to be out of their control, and they feel like their life is out of control. What they can control is their bodies. So it's trying to control their body, and it's also harming their bodies. So it's as if the war is on the body.